Wait a minute. What the heck? What's going on? What's this? What's
up, guys? So we got something special today, as we do pretty much every day around here. It's the BodyGlove Porter from, guess where? Costco. I know, shocking, right? So this thing's neat because it's basically an inflatable kayak that doubles as an inflatable paddleboard, or inflatable paddleboard that doubles as an inflatable kayak, whatever you want to look at it. It's basically like an inflatable paddleboard, but has an attachable kayak seat, some foot pegs, and then a double-sided oar. So it really is the best of both worlds. You can use it like a kayak when the water's really choppy or you don't feel like standing up. And then you can use it as a paddleboard in some calmer environments. So we liked it so much, we got
two of them. Two is one and one is none, right? That's how we live around here anyways. So if you look back there, we actually have a decent amount of water. I know, trust me, we're lucky and we know it. But that's why we decided to get these, and then two of them, one for me, one for the wife. We had some stand-up paddle boards that we loved, but we also wanted some kayaks because we don't have a boat or anything like that. And hey, this kind of fit the bill. It was a 2-in-1. If we wanted to go out there and just paddle around, we could do that. But if we wanted to sit down and just hang out, kick back on the seat, we got those kayaks, and they all fit in the same little backpack. All right, let's open these up so we can get back there and do some paddling.
So this one, if you notice right over here, had some damage from when we actually transported it. You should see how this thing got here, but hey, it got here.
Who needs a truck, right? I made it work with just this little tiny Audi convertible. Hey, it's not the first or the last time.
There's the inside of the box. Let's get it all out. Got the oars, the hose, a bungee to keep your leg attached, says it's 11 feet long, some drying stuff. This is a quick repair kit in case you get a little puncture or something. Good to have those. And read this first. Oh, one more thing. This is a little waterproof pouch if you want to keep your keys, your wallet, your phone, or whatever while you're out on the water. And pretty much that's it in the box. So there it is. All right, thanks for watching. No, I'm just kidding. If you look, it actually even has shoulder straps like a backpack. It basically is a giant backpack. Obviously, I'm not the smallest guy, but hey, you get the idea. Everything's contained in here. All the little accessories will fit in there too, and hey, it works.
Now, that's not the pump that came with it, but it's the same pump that came with our other BodyGlove paddleboard, and that thing's a piece of junk. Notice we didn't unbox that one. It takes forever, it hurts your back, it's very inefficient. I guess it gets the job done, but there's way better and easier ways to do it.
This guy right here. So this thing is a freaking lifesaver, and I'm gonna show you how it works. Basically, it just attaches to a regular tire air compressor, like this Ryobi one I have here, and then you'll be able to inflate your paddleboard with this, and then it's all computer controlled. I'll have links to everything in the description, but just FYI. Let's get this guy open, set it up. So you see here, it's just a little buckle. There's the kayak seat. So you see here, you have a little bit of foam to protect the fins. You can keep that if you want. I don't think it's necessary, but hey, it's not a bad idea. Some of the paddle boards come with little inflatable things, so I'll go and hang on to these. All right, so let's get this guy aired up. So basically all you're gonna need is your little adapter right here. It says right here, it takes 15 pounds of pressure. So that's good to know. And it just screws in just like that. Clicks into place. Then what you're gonna do is take your little Ryobi pump, bam. Then we're gonna turn this guy on, set it to 15 pounds. Watch how quick and easy this is. All right, so this guy is almost fully inflated. You heard that. And Man, it was so much simpler with this. It's not even a question of whether it's worth doing it this way or not. It's pretty much the only way you should do it. You can kind of start the pump with just the stock pump or this high volume, low pressure side that you would use for like an air mattress, and then top it off with this once it gets really hard to pump. Because the last few minutes of using just a manual pump, it gets hard, and then your back might start hurting before you're even out on the water, so you don't want that. That only took a few minutes to do. It's not fully inflated, but you get the idea. This thing would even actually get firmer than this, and listen to that. You can actually knock on it. This is not an inflatable mattress that you're thinking of. This thing's strong. Like, you can stand on it, no problem. So here is the actual kayak seat. It's neat because it has these little adjustable sides. You can put it back, middle, or front, depending on how tall you are, and then the different foot pegs you want to use. It's a good quality unit. It's got a nice padding on it, the BodyGlove logo front and back. Then it even has a little pocket back here to store, who knows, whatever you want. Your little dry bag, a couple little this and that. It's got these nice little clips that feel quality for sure. Folds pretty much flat too. Boom. All right, so the paddleboard itself, you see here it has a nice handle that you can store the oar or a bottle of water, whatever you want. Right over here, it has a mount for like fishing pole accessories. You can get a GoPro adapter. There's all kinds of little this and that you can put there. Let's look back here. I forgot to mention, you also have some handles to grab it. You have D-rings here that shows a little cooler logo. You can strap down a little ice chest back there or whatnot. These foot pegs are really strong. They're not going anywhere. These bungees are good. You can store, you know, just some clothing, your life jacket, whatever you want to put up here. It should hold it in place, and then it is adjustable on top of that. You have another handle there, and that's pretty much it. This thing isn't too thin. It's actually thinner than the previous generation inflatable paddleboards BodyGlove sold at Costco. So that's definitely a welcome change, because the thicker the board, your center of gravity is a little higher up and can get a little hairy sometimes, but the thinner they are, the better. And this isn't that much thicker than a hard board, so that's definitely a welcome improvement. Back here on the bottom, you have the fins. There's a triple fin that's definitely sturdy. I have used this similar board before, not this one obviously because it's brand new, but essentially the same thing. And it was smooth tracking, it was fast, it didn't flop back and forth like some other inflatable kayaks and paddle boards I've used before. This is definitely a good unit. Then you have that Costco value. Let's check out the foot strap. So basically you're gonna take this, you're gonna put this on your ankle, and then you latch it down right over back here. And then that way you ever fall off the paddleboard, you're always good to go. Lots of places you can mount it, and it's kind of preference, but this thing's good because it's got a nice long stretch and it'll keep the board close to you if you ever fall off. Now the oar. This is part of what makes this a kayak paddleboard combo, along with the seat, of course, and then these boards. So if you look at this, it's got both sides. You can kayak just like that, but this thing comes apart. If you look right here, that side comes off, and then so does this side. So what you can do once you take this oar, store that thing right there, or the full handle obviously. So you take this, and then these are adjustable on both sides. You see all these little holes, and then they have height measurements on the other side. You take this, and I'm gonna make it short, then you have more or less a traditional paddleboard oar. So right there, look familiar? Turn it that way, whatever you want. And then when you want it to be a kayak, you flip this, attach the seat, you got the foot pegs permanently there, you're good to go. One thing to note that may be an issue, but should be fine if you practice some common sense. These things are hard. So when it comes time to bail, don't go forward. Try to go left, try to go right. Avoid these at all costs because they may hurt you. Hopefully that's never an issue for anyone, but it's something to remember. All right, so all in all, this is a really nice unit. It's kind of got like a yoga mat feel right here on the grips. I really like the design on it. This little faux wood here looks nice. From a distance especially, it looks like real wood. And even up close it does. Got a nice weight to it, but nothing too crazy. These will float obviously too, because that's something you definitely are gonna need. All right, so let's check out how easy it is to tear this thing down, deflate it, put it back in that bag. So I got it all broken down and it's time to go home. Hey, fun's gotta end sometimes. Now, when you deflate this guy, preferably you want it dry, obviously, because you're gonna be putting it in the bag, but hey, it happens sometimes. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Luckily, this is a good quality bag, and obviously they made it with that in mind, so you should be fine, but you wanna let it air dry as much as you can. To get to deflating this guy, you just grab it back here, turn this knob here, and then to deflate, you press this button. This guy's gonna be a little different because of these, but you can kind of think of it same as you would as a fin. You just roll it, just like this. The tighter you can, the better. And then you wanna start on the side opposite the valve because you're gonna be letting the air out as you go. That's pretty much that. Then it's going to have this little strap in the case. You don't need to do this, but it doesn't hurt. Kind of keeps it all in place. Then you can wrench it down a little further if you want, but I think it's good as is. Here's those little inflatable or foam fin protectors. Not needed, but I like the idea of it. So basically, there's that. Then the oar, your little dry bag. Gotta have this. And then obviously optional, but makes this thing what it is, the kayak seat. Get that in there. Then the item that I was just talking crap about, but you're gonna need, especially if you don't have another way of doing it, the pump. I'm gonna put that in there too. By the way, this has a little gauge to it. It's dual action. It's really not that bad, but using something electric is way easier, obviously. And can't forget this. This is the little fix-it kit. Comes with the tool for the valve and then some vinyl repair. Good to have a couple of different colors depending on where you get a puncture, which you probably won't because these things are really durable, but hey, you never know. And then bam, it's back in the bag. Nah, just kidding. That's the new one, obviously. One thing I did learn, rookie mistake, I knew it, but hey, everyone forgets sometimes, I guess. You want the fins rolled on the inside, that way it packs up a little smaller, but hey, not the end of the world either way. Here is the new unopened one. Obviously, it's never gonna be as small as it was from the factory, but you can get it pretty dang close if you try. This thing, all in all, huge bargain. I would recommend it. You get the convenience of a 2-in-1. You get the body glove quality that Costco carries. So if Costco has it, you know it's some good stuff. And it's something about just having both of them in one thing. We're gonna have 2 of them packed in our RV at all times. That way we're good to go. So we're gonna have an RV with 2 different boats in it. Hey, can't beat that. All in all, must buy, 100% recommend it. Again, with that pump, it's not the best, but it's not the worst either, and it comes with it, so can't beat that. All right, so until next time, peace.